Dawson Rider Wiki.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with my review of the Legacy Collection Psycho Silver Ranger figure. This was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from Bandai, but it was also sold as an Entertainment Earth exclusive. That's how I got it. They actually had pre-sales of, you could get the leftovers they had, and I was lucky to get one. I think they're doing like some now that you can order, like basically another round of leftovers, if I believe. Don't quote me on that. I want all of the credit, but none of the blame. But even without that, this guy tends to be a little bit cheaper to find, fortunately, because he was easier to get a hold of. So you should be able to find a cheaper one on eBay than you would for the price of Psycho Silver if you kind of want him more, or you just want one of them to have a Psycho Ranger. But anyway, just to start off, let's just go over the packaging really quickly, just because it is neat packaging. Let's get the stupid figure out of the way and focus on the box. It does have one of these neat slip covers you can see. I really like the art on it of Psycho Silver. In that kind of mystified style. You got the logo for the 25th anniversary there. And on the back you have the story about how not actually a Psycho Ranger. So basically this is a lie. No, but if you remember from the show, this was Zane pretending to be a Psycho Ranger with the suit he made to trick the Psychos during one of their strategy plans. And then over here you have just clumsy camera work, but there's like where the figure was, the same art here. Again, I really like the lightning bolt look with like the character in there is neat. You can see the really obnoxious yellow Entertainment Earth Con exclusive there, and then on the back is just a photo of it. So yeah, I just wanted to address that because I think it's a neat packaging. It makes it neat for display if you want to display it behind him or something. But yeah, this figure is pretty much the same mold as you would get with Psycho Green, which we already did, and the other Psychos, or at least the guy Psychos. Hopefully the girls will happen. You do get his weapon here, which is like basically a psychoized version of the Super Silverizer, which is actually really nicely painted. They did a really good job. It's almost Figure Arts level, basically, in that level of paint. I don't remember if it has an official name. It's like the Super Evil Riser or the Super Psycho Riser. But yeah, if you saw my Psycho Green review or have the figure or any way familiar with it, it's the same exact mold, just silver. And as I mentioned in that review, I think they did a pretty good job on the mold. The thing being different about this, of course, as I said, is the silver. I'm gonna move these out of the way because the camera keeps wanting to look at the boxes. But they did a really good job on the silver paint, which is important. I think it looks really nice. It has a really nice shine to it. Thankfully, there's no Psycho Gold that they can just make like a urine or mustard color. But yeah, I think the silver paint looks really good. Overall, I think they did a good job on the mold. I think they did a good job on the texture for like the black armor bits. I mentioned in that review how this weird hinge articulation joint that I'm not too huge of a fan of actually works a little bit better for the Psychos because the armor kind of hides it a little bit better. I still think it's a weird choice that they have these, and whenever we potentially get any type of Legacy Collection, you know, Marvel Legends Black Series version for Hasbro, I hope we get a better kind of joint, which I think we will. But then the articulation over here is the same. You have nice ball joint here, you have your swiveling, you have your elbow joint here, your little ball joint here on the hand. You only get the one kind of hand, which is I'm going to grab a weapon hand, which is kind of awkward because like, okay, cool, you got your Super Evil Riser or Psycho Riser here, but then here it just looks like he's waiting for something. And then you got the nice ball joint here, squeaky, you heard the squeak maybe, I heard the squeak. Swiveling, you got a double knee joint there, you got the nice little joint here on his foot, and then head and neck articulation as well. It only is a little bit hindered by his collar, like it makes it kind of awkward to do some of these positions, like he can't quite look in a certain way. But yeah, overall it's a nice figure. As far as loose joint problems, kind of like with Psycho Green, I have this joint specifically, it doesn't feel loose like when I do this, it's going all over the place. That was the loose joint sound effect. But, you know, it does feel a little bit less than like a toy guy. So it feels like after a while it could become loose, which is kind of an annoying bit. But still, it's mostly solid, and it's not. I'm glad that for an exclusive, you know, Comic-Con figure that I paid more than for, you know, a regular one on the shelf, it doesn't feel super loose or anything like that. So I'm pretty happy with it. And as I mentioned in Psycho Green's review as well, there's almost a degree of bias with these as well, because I just keep saying as well, but because like we've been clamoring for Psycho Ranger figures for so long that it's just really neat to have them. So I'm sure a lot of people just want to get them because, you know, it's neat, and I totally see why, and I can definitely recommend if you even just want one for now and you're trying to decide between which one falls over and the one that doesn't, definitely go for Green. I was about to recommend you, you idiot. No, but like for silver, you can get him for cheaper. So if you just want one and you're on a bit of a budget, then he's really nice. You can get him for a little bit cheaper, whether you can get it through Entertainment Earth or through eBay. Definitely recommend checking that out. Again, the Legacy collection isn't perfect, but this is a really nice figure, especially since we've been waiting for Psycho figures, and it's neat that we have this. And honestly, I cannot remember if they confirmed or mentioned Legacy in Space Silver, but if even if they didn't mention it or we never see it in this form, this can kind of count as your Zane figure for the Space figures for now, since technically he's not evil. But anyway, that's about it. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, don't forget to climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get the notifications for all my videos. Until next time, Dawson Rider, signing out.